Hello, and welcome to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by New Patients Incorporated. I'm Howie Horrocks, the founder of New Patients Incorporated, and along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Blvd. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to our podcast, and we're glad to have you out there in the audience. I'm Howie Horrocks here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And my good buddy Mark Blvd is out there somewhere in the east. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Howie, I'm doing great, thanks. We have leaves. They're changing colors now.
Oh, yeah. I saw that picture you posted. My first thought was, where the heck are all the palm trees?
And pools. Yeah, we don't have palm trees here, but that's okay.
That's okay.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to talk about dental insurance. Now, this is a topic that probably creates more emotion in the minds of dentists across the country than anything else. I mean, you go on any Facebook page or a dental forum, and wow, it's just highly charged. So What we're going to attempt to do is, figure out what exactly is dental insurance and how you might sort of navigate it.
Okay. Yeah, that's, I think you were probably user number 2 on Dental Town.
Actually, I was user number 1, but
that's number 1. All right. Howie was user number 1. That's right. You were on the phone with Howard Ferran, weren't you, when that was all going down?
Yeah.
So anyway, so since the inception of the world's largest group of dentists all communicating with each other in one central place, the quest for the truth when it comes to dental insurance is still unmet. This next 20 minutes is our attempt to help you see through the emotion and really see it for what it is. 20 years, 30 years, how long ago was that? 20 years ago? They had an anniversary, I think. I think it was their 20-year anniversary.
Oh, Dental Town?
20 years later, I guarantee you, if you log on to Dental Town right now, you're going to get dentists talking to each other about how they can't possibly do quality dentistry if they take insurance. You're going to see the same arguments with the same tired.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So Howie and I aren't dentists, right? So, we don't really get, and we're businessmen. So we look at insurance for really what it is, and we're not trying to minimize the emotional pull, because we recognize if somebody was trying to pull, like if there was such a thing called dental marketing insurance and they were sending us clients, but we had to give them 30% of what the marketing plan value was, right? And then they refused to pay us when we did our work, we'd be screaming too. Okay. So we're not minimizing the emotional part of it from a dentist perspective. But what we're saying is, in the reality is, we're not dentists, right? So we don't have that. And it's to our advantage, and we're also businessmen. We're data geeks. We're analytics geeks. We're just result geeks. So this next 20 minutes is really geared toward, what is dental insurance participation? Should I use it? If so, when should I use it? If I do, how should I use it? That kind of thing. Okay. And just get the hogwash out of it. We think all of you do quality work because there's a human being in your chair, whether they're paying you 30 cents or $30,000. We think you all do quality work. So, all right. So here's the pure definition of insurance participation. Insurance participation is a marketing medium.
Yeah. That's all it is.
It's all it is. It is an agreement between you and another business where the other business will put you on a list. They will publish the list once a year, usually in October or November. and send that list of their preferred providers out to the people, many of whom may be in your area, who are part of an employee plan. They also agree to put you on a website in no particular order, just put you on a website. And for that,
Right.
you agree that you're pretty much going to write off 19 to 35% of your fees. And basically that's a business relationship. It's not emotional. It's a choice. Now, the good news, the good side, the pro is that the insurance company is not asking you for any money. Doesn't cost anything initially to sign up with an insurance plan. So if you believe, about half of America has dental insurance. So if you believe that being on a list in a booklet or on a list on a website is going to gain you exposure to the type of patients that you want in your dental practice, and you're fine with writing off 19 to 35% of your fees, then it's a viable marketing medium for you. And it's certainly a marketing medium you could choose as part of a marketing plan. And I'll give you an example because this just happened this morning. We had a call from a dentist in Canada, and he's going to do a startup. He's associating right now, and he's planning. He's going to open up a practice next June, which is we told him, great. You're starting off great. You got 10 months of preparation here. That's awesome. So he already did that right. And we told him, we said, look, you're going to need, well, one of the first questions we ask with a startup is, when do you want a full-time practice? And it's amazing. They all say tomorrow. Okay. But then, reality smacks them in the head.
From day one.
Exactly. And so this is a scratch startup. I mean, guys coming in with 0 patients, right? So the reason we ask the question is because we know what it's going to take to support a 30-hour work week for a GP. That's about 750 active patients a record. Notice active, not people you saw 18 months ago, people who are actually going to be in the schedule for the next 12 months. So you need about 750 active charts in order to support a 30-hour work week for a startup. And the average acquisition cost in this market is probably going to be about $140, $150. And if you do the multiplication, if he intends to attract every patient through his marketing budget has to be close to $100,000, which, in 30 years of our business being in existence, I think maybe we've had 5 dentists that had a reasonable startup budget, Howie. Maybe. Yeah. It's very infrequent that someone comes, completely armed and ready to go with a proper budget. So we told them a boatload of cash, right? Yeah, it almost never happens. Especially doesn't happen now because of how expensive dental school is, right? So everybody's in $500,000 in debt by the time they even start their practice. So we said to him, look, marketing isn't, outbound marketing, digital, offline combination isn't the only thing you can do to acquire patients. You can, for instance, be the most obnoxious human being on the planet and just go around shaking people's hand and say, hi, I'm a dentist. Guess where my practice is, and just, make sure everybody in town knows who the hell you are and where you are. You will get patients by doing that. You can also participate with insurance. You can say, yeah, put me in the book, sign me up, and put me on the website. And, maybe some of these employees who are working immediately around my practice will choose me when they look at the book or look at the website this coming year. You might get 200 of the 750 patients just by doing that. And that is 0 cost up front. zero cost out of your pocket. So you can see how that might look really sexy, okay, to someone who's doing a startup or someone who is doing expanding their capacity. Actually, this might be a good place to take a break, Howie. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll be right back. Don't go away. What is NPI Fusion Marketing? Fusion marketing is a highly targeted, highly efficient, and highly effective way to present the benefits of your dental practice simultaneously online and offline to only the most qualified new patient candidates immediately surrounding your practice. What you get is a more consistent flow of higher quality new patients. If you are interested in Fusion, go to newpatientsinc.com and click Get Started. We will build a marketing plan for your practice, which could include Fusion. Okay, we are back. We are talking about dental insurance and navigating it and handling it and exactly what it is a marketing medium and how are you going to deal with that?
That's right. And when do you deal with it? So we went through the startup guy. So let's just say he does a startup next June and he does do some insurance participation and he has a partial, doesn't have to be a robust marketing budget, but he has to have something, right? So something's going out for marketing outside of insurance participation. And let's say he participates with 3 plans. And at the end of the year, he's got his 750 active records. And the second year, he's got his hygienist. He's using his three operatories. She's using 1 or 2. And he's, pretty much at capacity. Well, he may choose at that point in his career, hey, man, I just want to be a solo dentist. I just want to max. He may have other business interests. He may have other hobbies, spouse, family, all kinds of reasons why you might want to, just have a solo practice. So he may just say at that point, hey, you know what? Now that I've hit my capacity, I'm going to start weaning off of insurance. The takeaway there is once I hit capacity, that's my indicator. I now have the option of weaning off of insurance participation as a source or a main source of my new patients. Because by the time you get there, or when you get there, you can do it. Very few, or if can't remember the last time. Actually, I don't remember the last time we were helping somebody. I literally don't remember the last time we were helping someone through an insurance transition where it didn't eventually work. They all eventually work. Okay. I guess that's my point.
The key is eventually you have to, take some persistence.
Right. Well, we just wrote a guide on fee-for-service, how to transition into a fee-for-service dental practice. If you haven't gotten it, go get it. It's on our website. Anyway, so there's an example of where our startup could use insurance participation for patient volume at a very low cost, get to capacity, but then be smart about it and start weaning off of insurance. Because one thing's for sure, if they're taking 19 to 30% of your fees to be on those lists, if you market your practice properly, you can market your practice properly at 5% of revenues. That extra 15 to 20% is profit. You're going to see the same number of patients. You're just going to do a lot more. It's going to do a lot more dentistry to them and have a lot more money left in your pocket, right? At the end of the day. So let's say he goes through that. And then he changes his mind. Okay, I've got this really nice solo practice. I'm doing 1.2. My overhead's 65%, whatever. But now I changed my mind. I went to a seminar and the guy talked me into it. And now I want to have 2 associates and surf for the rest of my life, whatever. So now he needs a whole bunch of patients in a short period of time because he's going to expand the practice, put in 4 more chairs, get an associate or 2 to handle the days he doesn't want to work. He wants to build a big practice, maybe multi-specialty practice with some specialists that come in, right? So now instead of the 19 or 22 good solid new patients a month just for him, now he needs like 50, 60 on a consistent basis to feed everybody because he wants to build this machine. Okay. This might be a good time for him to go back into insurance participation. Just use it for here's the bottom line. You use insurance participation only for the times in your dental career when you need a big boost in patient volume at very little upfront cost, keeping in mind that the back end cost is always going to be greater than the cost of actual marketing. So the longer you do it, the more it costs you. I hope that makes sense to everybody. I believe it makes perfect sense to every dentist listening to this that complains about their write-offs. Okay. If you want to see where you stand in your own particular practice, just go run a write-off report. And in many of your practices, it's $100,000 to $300,000 in a solo GP's practice, and just stare at that number. That was the cost at the beginning. Well, that's the cost now, but that was the actual decision you made when you chose to participate. Now, again, Howie and I are the least judgmental human beings on earth. If you want to participate in 27 insurance plans, you have our full support. I hope you have the capacity for the dentist to treat them all. But no, you have our full support. We're not judging you. We're simply breaking it down, and we're taking 20 years of us listening to dentists argue with each other about the pros and cons of insurance participation when there really isn't an argument. It's like less filling tastes great. And we would propose that insurance participation is great when you need an influx of new patients with almost zero upfront cost. We would agree to that. We would 100% agree to that, especially in a startup situation or we run into situations all the time where one of our solo GPs, let's say we'll get to 1, 2, 1, 5, somewhere in there. And they have enough space or they're expanding. And they call and they say, hey, man, I just got an associate. Really? How many days a week? And they say, 4. Well, wait a second. Or how many days a week are you going to work? Well, I'm still going to work 4 days a week. And we go, that's 100% increase in capacity. And you're calling me now? You need double new patient flow. Like, I'm not going to say instantly because every practice has a little bit of a cushion, right? For about 90 days. But in 100 days, you're going to start feeling the negative impact of you waiting on this decision. So anyway, there's always points in your career when you can use insurance participation for really what it's good for. And there's always points in your career when you get to capacity, when you can wean yourself off of insurance participation. And we will tell you that it's always worth it. Financially, it's always worth it. And if you just want to boil it down to 2 basics, you hold your hand out and say, I want to give up 20% of my money or 5%. And everyone listening to this will choose 5%. And that's what it costs to market your practice. Right. And 20 or 30 is what it costs to participate with insurance. So that is literally all it is. Take all the insurance examiners who have pissed you off, the x-rays they've lost, the fact that you have to sit on hold and find eligibility, and the 67 million hoops you have to jump through just to be a part of this, this process of insurance participation. Get rid of all that stuff. None of that really matters when you look at this from a pure business perspective. It's a business proposal. The insurance plan, the analogy might be a bad analogy, but the analogy I used, and I forget where it was, but I look at insurance participation the same way as a druggie would look at a what do they call? Yeah, a dealer, right? Yeah, a drug dealer. Okay, Hey,
come over here. I got some patients for you.
I got 40 new patients a month. Come on. Or a loan shark. There's another good example, right? Hey man, I got $1,500. It's just 10% a week, no big deal, right? And pretty soon, 6 weeks go by and you owe them 3 times as much money. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, you can tell I'm from New Jersey with my analogies. But so don't get sucked into it too far, but you can use insurance participation for really what it's good for and then start to wean yourself off of it. So get in when it's good, get out when it's better, get in when it's good, get out when it's better. And your dental career, well, I mean, the financial impact over a dental career is it's astounding. It's literally millions of dollars. Okay. And now I'm not talking about top line dollars. These are profit dollars. Okay. So the financial impact is inarguable. I'll let the dentist choose whether or not there's a professional satisfaction out of working with insured patients or fee-for-service patients. I'm not even going to go there. Okay. We just look at the financial end and we look at that arrangement and we say, okay, it's time to help dentists see it for what it is and use it when it's good for them and get out of it when it's not.
Yep. There you have it. Thanks for listening out there. We're going to wrap things up for today. We look forward to talking with you next time. Bye now. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can get all of our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn.com, and on our website, newpatientsinc.com.